Okay, so welcome back. So last time we left off when we had a couple of issues here, and for me, you might not have had them. For me, I just had to. I think there were like two vertices around here that I just had to get rid of. I don't think they merged properly, and that was it. And then on the top, I just had to make a manual cut here, and after that, it should smooth pretty well. Okay. So now what we got to do that this piece is done, we're just going to add a couple of loops here, just to split up these long faces. Okay, so just go to insert edge loop and then multiple edge loops and just do like 3, I think should do the trick here, and same here, and then here in the middle we'll just add one. So I can just set this to 1 and then it will add it in the middle. Okay, we'll probably do one here as well and there as well. Okay, just to make sure. So let's go ahead and smooth this, and it should look pretty good. And we're also going to go ahead and edit, delete all by type history on this. Okay, and it should be all good to go. Okay, so this is what we have. We're also going to go ahead and push this in a little bit more. So let's just go ahead and modify center pivot on this and just push it in a tad more. Okay, so that's what we just done. Okay, so this is done. We can go ahead and group this together. Let's go ahead and rename these. So I'm just going to name this body, back, side panel. Ooh, 1 panel left, and then body, back, side panel, main left, and then body, back, side panel, main detail left. Okay, and then I'm going to group these together and name it body, side, back, side panel, left. Okay, and now we can go ahead and duplicate this, and we can go ahead and actually the pivot is already in the center, so you can just scale this in X-1. Okay, and that will pop it on the other side. Okay, and just checking if it looks all good, and it should do. Okay, cool. So we got this done. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to turn off the references so it's not in the way. We can also again go ahead and rotate these. So I'm going to go ahead and drag both of these into the body group. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the whole body group and I'm going to go ahead and rotate this. So 180. Just so it's easier for us to work on its back when we go into our front view. Okay. So now what we're going to do, if I just go up the reference, we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to go ahead and make this main piece. Okay, it shouldn't be too complicated, and then we'll add this top panel and a couple of other details. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go into our front view where we already are, and we're just going to go ahead and start off with a polygon cube. Okay, and I think we're just going to sort of eyeball this roughly. So if I'm looking at my reference, probably somewhere around here, give it some thickness. I can't actually see it, but it's there. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and snap this to the grid so I know that it's in the middle. And let's go into a side view and push this where it needs to be. So it should be somewhere around there. I'm just going to make sure in my perspective mode. Okay, so this is going to sit somewhere roughly here, and it's fairly thick. Okay, roughly around that thick, I guess. Actually probably thicker than that. Okay, so somewhere around there should do. Okay, cool. So now we're going to go ahead and go back into a front view and just turn this on so I see where everything else is. So here on the side, I think we got just enough space for the little sort of piston things. And now I'm just looking around here. So let's go ahead and use our insert edge loop tool. And on the bottom here, we're gonna need a loop. And let's go into the settings. And let's set this back to default. Okay, so you're going to need a loop around there roughly. Okay, we'll also need one in the center because we're going to cut this in half. We already do 1/2. Okay, and I think we'll also do one more on the top here just for some extra detail, and we can go ahead and go into face and just cut this in half, so we only got to do 1/2. Okay, cool. So let's go into perspective mode, get rid of these, and we're going to go ahead and extrude this face. Okay, probably somewhere around there. If I just do my front view, it might be easier to see. So somewhere there, it doesn't touch up completely, and then we're just going to grab this bottom vert, move it down, probably around there. So again, not all the way to the bottom, and I think we're going to go ahead and push these down a bit as well. Okay, so once we have that, let's go ahead and do the same thing on the top. So I'm just going to select that face, go into front view, and go ahead and extrude this as well. And I'm going to go ahead and snap it to here, so they're the same. Now I'm just going to select that one, move that up, and also let's go ahead and select these ones, okay, and move these up. Or actually no, they're fine. I mean, this top bit is not really going to be seen because there'll be a little sort of hatch there. Okay, so it's all good as it is. And now we can go ahead and let's duplicate this over. So let's duplicate, scale, and it's going to be this way, which is a Z, I think. Nope, it's not going to be Z. It's X -1. Okay, combine the two, mesh, combine, go into a front view, grab the middle vert, merge vertices, oops, not to center, but to merge verts. Okay, let's go ahead and delete the history, edit delete all by type history, and we can go ahead and get rid of this loop because we don't need it anymore. And now we're going to go ahead and cut these little sort of lines in here. So let's just use our insert edge loop tool with multiple edge loops, and we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Let's go do that, let's see how that looks. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and move these around as well. So let's go ahead and grab them and grab that one. Okay, and scale these out roughly there. And let's grab these two as well, scale these out roughly there. Okay, and now go back into our insert edge loop and make sure that it's on default. And we're going to have one sort of thicker piece coming out from here, same on the other side, a little bit thicker, and just sort of eyeball this. And then we're going to have two thinner ones coming from the center. Okay, and again, I'm just going to eyeball this. Cool, so we have these, we can go ahead and extrude these out. So let's go ahead and grab this, not that, this, and that, and that. Okay, and not bridge, but extrude. Let's go ahead and drag these out, just a bit, not too much. Probably around there. Okay, and now we just gotta go ahead and add all the loops in so this will smooth properly. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna isolate it. Okay, and let's go ahead and add all the loops in that we need. Okay. And again, I want this to be quite hard. So I'm just gonna delete that edge. Insert edge loop. I'm gonna need one around there, around there. and everything should go around really nicely because everything are quads, so it should feel good. Okay, so it looks all good. Let's go ahead and do these. Okay, let's go do the same thing on the other side. And then on the end here, we're going to need one. Okay, cool. So most of the top is done, apart from these. So let's go ahead and cut these in. So you're going to need one supporting this. Going to need them around here. It's a little bit painful because we got to do it 4 times. It should be fine. Just takes a bit of time. Okay, so top of that one is done. Let's do the same thing on this one. And again, I'm doing these super rough because I don't want to spend too much time on this. And next, hopefully I'm not going to miss any. I probably will. Okay. And I think we got one more. The top anyway. Okay, and it doesn't matter that these loops go all the way around. Not going to cause us any issues because there isn't any other detail on this, so it's fine. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and do the bottom. Make sure that there isn't anything that we missed out there. And again, we'll split some of these super long polys up in a minute. And that's super off. So let me just get rid of this. Add in another one. Okay. So I'm just going to check the bottom half of these, make sure that I haven't missed anything at the same time. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and add these in. And that one. And I think we're done. Let's go ahead and smooth this. And again, these long faces will cut up in a minute. Let's just see if this moves right-ish. Okay, and these are because of them long faces. So let's go ahead and add them in now. So use our insert edge loop tool, multiple edge loops, and we'll probably need like 6 here. Okay, and then let's do 1 in the middle of each. Let's do probably 2 on the sides. And let's do 1 across here. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and smooth this again. Okay, so that's a little bit better. We get a bit of freakiness going on here. So I'll probably straighten this up, even though you can't see it. It kind of bugs me. So I'm just going to select all these verts, snap them up. Do the same thing with that one, and probably we'll snap these down as well. I mean, this isn't going to be seen anyway, so, but I don't know, it just bugs me, so I'm going to do it anyway, even though if it's not going to be seen. Okay, so this should be a little bit better, hopefully. Okay, so these are a little bit soft, but it's fine. You can go ahead and add in a loop here. I should fix it somewhat. Okay, so that's not too bad. It looks pretty good for what we need. Okay, and that's good. We want that to be fairly hard. Okay, cool. So that's done. Let's go ahead and come out of isolation, and we still have quite a lot of time. So let's go ahead and start blocking this top out. Okay. And I'm just thinking we might run into a couple of issues here when we put that in here, but it should be fine. Okay, so let's just go ahead and grab another cube and just drag it out on the grid roughly, give us some height. Okay, and again I'm just going to go ahead and hold down V and snap it up there somewhere, and then go into a front view, make sure I select that. Now hold down X to snap it to the grid so it's in the middle. Okay, and now I'm just going to go ahead and scale it this way, so around there. Okay, drag this up, and then we're going to have to go ahead and rotate this. Let's go into a side view, turn on X-ray, and let's just rotate it in X like so, and let's go ahead and try to position this. Turn off X-ray, and it's super long, so I'm going to make it thinner first. And now it's just going to be a little bit of an adjusting sort of thing to get this to look right, and it's probably still a bit too thick. And as far as I can tell, this comes from here, I think. So I'm going to carry on rotating this until I find a right angle-ish, and then push this in. Okay, and here is that sort of problem that we have. Let's go and make this thinner, and then pull this out. Okay, and we're going to have to go ahead and either push this in a bit more, which is probably our easiest bet. So I'm just going to modify center pivot and just push this in like so. Okay, and that sort of fixes that problem. And I'm just going to check on this side, make sure that it's not sticking out. Okay, so it's roughly at the right place now. We could go ahead and cover this bit up, but there's going to be a cylinder sitting here on the top, so it's going to be covering it up anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. So let's go ahead and isolate this piece now that it's at the right place, and there are a couple of details in this that we gotta go ahead and add in. So we'll probably do the manual extrusion again, I think. So let's go ahead and just use our insert edge loop tool, and we're going to add one. Make sure we reset that. Okay, so I'm just going to hit reset tool, and let's have a look what we have here. So I'm going to add a loop around there and around there. Okay, doesn't matter on this corner because it's not going to be seen. And then I'm going to go ahead and go back into settings and multiple edge loops 2, and then we're going to go ahead and scale these out just to make sure that they're roughly in the center. Okay, so I'm just going to scale these out roughly, probably around that big. Okay, and I think we're going to have to go ahead and add 2 more. So I'm going to go ahead and scale these out as well. These are going to be the sort of supporting edges. So now we just go ahead and grab these edges around here. Okay, same on the other side. Again, we could cut this in half and duplicate it over. We're not going to do that. So let's just, before we do that, let's go ahead and grab these 2 edges again and just make this a little bit thicker. Okay, probably like that. Okay, and let's go ahead and grab these faces again. Okay, hit extrude, and let's go ahead and drag these out a little bit. Probably around there. Okay. And what we're also going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab these faces and push these up as well, if we can. You can just push these up, okay, and it won't really interfere with anything, so it should be fine. Hopefully, yeah. Let's just do that, okay. Otherwise, what we can do, we can go ahead and select both of these, I guess, and just extrude them and move them up. But that might cause you would have to go ahead and cut this around and stuff, so might as well not do that. Might as well just move these up. Okay, so let's just move them up a little bit. Okay, and that is it basically. So we can go ahead, it's still got a little bit of time, so let's go ahead and quickly add in all the edge loops that we need for this to smooth. And we should be all good to go with that piece as well. We'll have to add the little sort of handle in here as well, but it should be fine. And also I'm going to go ahead and push this back a little bit because of that extrusion that we just done. So let's just go ahead and rotate this tad shit in. Okay. And let's go ahead and push this back as well. Well, we can actually get rid of, we could get rid of or make this top piece smaller, I guess. So let's grab all these top verts, drag these down, and then drag these down a bit more. Okay, so we could do that, and that will probably help us out quite a bit. So if we smooth it, okay, and this will still be fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and add in all the loops for this really quick. And let's just go ahead and reset this tool. Oops. Okay, so the usual business. And again, these should go all the way around really nicely. Shouldn't cause us any issues. There's already one there. Let me just move my camera around. So these edges are selected, which is a bit annoying, and the faces as well. So I'm just gonna select everything and then deselect it. Okay, so let's go on moving around here. Should be all good. Let's do this one, that one, that one. Okay, let's move along here. We might get a couple of issues around here, but hopefully we won't, and it's not going to be seen anyway. And I'm going to add another one in here. Okay, so it should be all good. I think. Let's go ahead and smooth this, see how it's look. Okay, so again we got these long faces, and I might have missed out a loop or two here. I missed out a loop here, there. Okay, so it should be all good now. And now let's go ahead and split these long faces up. So just go into our insert edge loop tool again and multiple edge loops, and let's just do 3 here and 4 here, and then again 3 there, and then let's do 2 across. Okay, and hopefully that will be a little bit better. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead and isolate, make sure that it's the right place, and that is it. Looks all good. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next part where we're going to go ahead and do this top cylinder for him. Okay, so I'll see you guys there.